Well, Deputy Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo Markin says the minority is only playing mischief. He told the media government has nothing to hide.
The minister took time to explain in detail how said expenditures are carried out. One, that there is a general release to Office of Government Machinery. We all know that every year funds are released for Office of Government Machinery, which include Office of the President, the Vice President, Chief of Staff, and other agencies that operate directly under the Office of Government Machinery. The Minister of Finance again explained to the satisfaction of Parliament that with respect to these, there is a relationship, a coordination between Office of the Chief of Staff and that of National Security Secretariat, and that this particular issue of presidential travels falls under that scope, and that the National Security Minister is best placed to give the specific details. Now, for the avoidance of doubt, this is what the minister's answer provides. The last paragraph. Mr. Speaker, the President's domestic and international travels are matters to do with national security. The National Security Minister is best placed to furnish this Honorable House with the details needed. What that means is that the Honorable MPs who asked this question would have to now utilize the parliamentary platform under our rules to file questions specifically to the National Security Minister to come and provide the details. Our rules are clear that ministers answer questions that are under their official line of duty. So you cannot ask the Minister of Finance, because he's a Minister of Finance and he has released money to the Water Resources Ministry, he should come and answer questions that relate to how monies are spent at the Water Resources Ministry or at the Defense Ministry. So you see, it must also be emphasized that all the supplementary questions by Honorable Ablakwa were overruled by Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker had the occasion to call him to order. So for him to come out to raise issue that has to do with lack of transparency is neither here nor there. Suffice to state that he himself had provided figures, and he put these figures out there on his social media handle. Where did he get those figures from? If indeed he already has the figures, the cost, then why is he asking the Minister of Finance to provide figures? So there is a whole lot of political mischief. The aim of his press conference is to tarnish the hard-won reputation of the Minister of Finance. It is for political point scoring, and I am saying that if he is minded to know the facts, the opportunity is there for him to file a question to the National Security Minister to come and answer. There is no attempt by government to hide information from anybody. In fact, the Minister of Finance never asked for time. I repeated it on the House floor during Business Committee report presentation, that it was Mr. Speaker who directed that at the right time, those questions will be tabled. In any event, he asked a question about the state of our presidential aircraft. The Minister of Finance, Defense came to the House floor to answer. Never has any minister in this MPP administration run away from Parliament. Never in the history of the Fourth Republican Constitution has ministers ever received more questions than this regime. Look at the records. From 1992 to date, during NDC time, how many times ministers came to Parliament? Sometimes, I remember when we were in opposition, there were questions that we filed that never got even admitted. But today, there are more and more questions that are admitted day in, day out. So for an NDC member of Parliament, Mr. Ablakwa, to come and say that this government is not committed to good governance is rich. to say the least. Very, very rich.